is.
Great. Well, I did not win the happiness jackpot at birth. I came out of the womb with unhappy written all over my forehead. And there was no reason for it. I actually, I had a great family and a nice life, but I just had this dark cloud around me. And it persisted through my childhood years and teen years. But I was lucky because my father was the happiest person that I'd ever known in my life. He passed away a couple of years ago at age 91, but he woke up every morning with a smile on his face, and his motto was, every day that I'm breathing is a good day. And that, he just loved life. And I remember one day I was about 19, and we were driving down the road, and I said, so Dad, what's your best advice for life? And he looked at me and he said 4 words. He said, honey, just be happy. Well, I threw my arms up into the air and said, oh, Dad, that's so easy for you to say. You were born that way. But I wasn't. What do I do? And he said 4 more words. He said, honey, I don't know. Mm-hmm. And it was that moment that I decided I was going to find out the answer to that question. What could I do? What could anyone do to raise their happiness level? And so that's what I've spent the last 31 years doing, is I've been researching this subject from all different angles. And what's so exciting is that there's actually now a science of happiness. And it's called the field of positive psychology. And science is cracking the code. We now are finding out what it takes to be happy. So this whole journey has really been born of my own desire for this knowledge. And it's so powerful that I felt this burning need to just share this with people. This is all I really cared to share with people, is how they can live in this state of happy for no reason. And boy, I'll tell you, we really need this now more than we've ever needed it before. And I see so many people sort of really having a challenging time in the midst of what's going on. And I know that the things that I share in Happy for No Reason will change people's lives and will help them become resilient and be able to deal with what's going on and feel happy even in the midst of these challenges.
Right. Regardless, exactly. And it's such I love it. I love the title. And, of course.
Can I tell you how I got this title?
Of course, definitely.
Part of the story. I had been working on this I think is really helpful for people. I had been working on a book proposal for a while, was really proud of it, sent it in to I had a new agent. This was about 4 years ago. New agent, it was 5 years ago. I sent it in to her, and she sent it back and said, nope, this isn't going to work. Not broad enough, not big enough, not good enough. And I thought, oh, this is awful. What am I going to do? And, there's this great saying, rejection is God's protection. And actually, I learned that from my agent, the one who rejected my first proposal. And so I went back to the drawing board and thought, okay, there's something better in here. And I had a feeling. I knew it was a book about happiness, but I didn't have the title. And I knew that as soon as the title came to me, the whole book would unfold. And I had an idea what the book was about. I knew that it was going to be about happiness and the kind of happiness that was unshakable and lasting. But I couldn't come up with a title. And I'd written down, probably 200 titles that I'd collected over the period of a year, and nothing was it. So I decided to go away on a 4-day silent meditation retreat, because I figured, hey, my big aha or epiphany happened, it was at that point 10 years earlier with chicken soup. Maybe it'll happen again. But I also figured last time it only took me 4 days, so I'm only going to do 4 days of silence this time. So I went away, and sure enough, on the 4th morning, the title Happy for No Reason came. And as soon as I came, I knew that was it. I knew that was the title. I knew that was the whole concept of the book. And I rushed home, and I called my agent, and I said, I've got it, Happy for No Reason. She said, that's the one. Mm. So rejection is God's protection, because if I had gone with that first title and that first book proposal, it would not have been what I feel Happy for No Reason is.
Yeah, and that's a great story, because it really is one of those, like I was talking about earlier, one of those opportunities for everyone listening to map that onto our own lives, to look at those places where we think it's a door shutting and a no and a failure and all of that, and the idea is to just keep moving forward, and you just have no idea what's going to happen if you just keep moving forward.
And I'll tell you, the only reason I tell these stories is because I know that those are the things that have kept me and keep other people going. I mean, you know, when you hear the story about how Jack Canfield and Mark Victor Hansen were rejected by 144 publishers before one, you know, very small and almost bankrupt at the time publisher took them on. And it just, that those stories of other people that have persisted are really inspiring. So I'm here to really tell people I think it's this very important balance between persisting, which is that attention piece that we talked about, and then letting go, which is the no tension piece that we talked about. And there's a great phrase that I love that I think summarizes this also very well. It's called high intention, low attachment. So have a very clear and high intention for what you want, but a low attachment to the outcome.
Really good. Yeah, attachment. I've been doing a lot of work myself on looking at my attachments, and that's just such a good lesson. I love that. High intention, low attachments. I'm just putting that in the chat room too. You know, because we just all, it's so easy to get attached. You know, it's easy to set an intention and then immediately get attached to how it's going to go. And it's such a balancing act of letting go and continuing to come back to just the intention but not the attachment. So, and speaking of that, so for you, how do you find that balance? If you find yourself getting